There's this sort of comforting lie we all tell ourselves about the internet. We imagine that if we get hacked, it's because we were targeted by some shadowy genius in a hoodie.
The lone wolf myth.
Exactly. The green code cascading down the screen. It feels personal, like a duel.
Right, and we think, oh, if I'm smart enough, or maybe just boring enough, that guy won't bother with me.
Precisely. But today we're going to completely shatter that image. I've been digging into the latest from Capital Radio's Cyber Afterwork.
Ah, yeah, the panel with Eduardo Castillo, Pablo Sanamaterio, Monica Valli.
And Joseph Albers from ESET was on as well. And what they're describing, I mean, it's not a spy novel. It's a corporate quarterly report.
That is the perfect way to put it. We're not facing lone wolves anymore. We're facing conglomerates.
Conglomerates.
I mean, think about it. They have customer support, marketing strategies.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown industry.
And that's really the mission for this deep dive. We need to unpack this idea of corporate cybercrime. We'll get into professional phishing, supply chain rot, and then the big one.
Oh, video games.
The absolute minefield that is modern video gaming.
And I'm glad we're doing that because that's where the lines between, harmless fun and critical security risk are just completely gone.
So let's start with the business side. The source brings up this recent operation in Spain, the Guardia Civil.
Yeah, they took down a massive phishing network. But the key here is who they targeted. They weren't just catching the foot soldiers.
They went upstream.
Exactly. They went after the manufacturer, a developer who called himself Google Xcoder.
Google Xcoder. I mean, it almost sounds legitimate, doesn't it? Like a browser plugin.
And that's the branding, you see. This guy wasn't just a hacker. He was, for all intents and purposes, a CEO.
A CEO of what?
A crime-as-a-service franchise. He wasn't the one emptying your bank account. He was the one selling the shovel.
So this is the whole phishing kit idea. And I think most people hear that and imagine some, janky zip file.
Right. But it's not. It's SaaS.
Software as a service.
It's phishing as a service. Think about Microsoft Office. You subscribe, you get the software, but you also get updates, templates, tech support.
Wait. Tech support.
That's exactly what he was selling.
Yeah.
So let's say you're a wannabe criminal with zero tech skills.
Okay.
You buy a subscription, you get a perfect clone of a banking website. And if your fake website crashes,
no way.
you can literally submit a help ticket.
That blows my mind. Hi, my illegal bank robbing software is buggy. Can you patch it?
Yeah, they would. Because it's a business. They have a reputation. And what this does is terrifying. It completely decouples technical skill from criminal intent.
You just need a credit card and a lack of morals.
And speaking of a lack of morals, there was this one detail in the report. It wasn't about the tech. It was about the company culture, for lack of a better word.
You think I know what you're talking about, the motto.
Yeah. Steal everything from the grandmothers.
Steal everything from the grandmothers. It's just so cold, so predatory. It just shows they're targeting the most vulnerable people on purpose.
It's efficient, it's corporate, it's cruel. And because it's decentralized, the developers here, the users are everywhere, it's incredibly hard to actually stop.
So that's the active threat. But the broadcast shifted to something almost more insidious. The passive threat. The idea that even if you do everything right,
you're still vulnerable because of who your vendors trust. The supply chain attack.
Right. The case study here was Discord. Huge platform. If you game or your kids game, Discord. They had a breach.
But the hackers didn't hit Discord directly.
No, they went through the side door. They hit Zendesk.
Which is the customer support software that, basically everyone uses. That little chat with us button.
That's probably Zendesk. So the attackers get into Zendesk, which means they get access to Discord's support tickets.
And you'd think, okay, so what? They can read user complaints? Big deal.
But that's not what they were after, was it?
No. The attackers claimed they got their hands on nearly 2 million identity photos.
And this is where I just get so frustrated. Why does a chat app have 2 million photos of passports and driver's licenses in the first place?
Well, that's the great irony, isn't it? It's for safety. To verify your age for a server or prove if you get locked out, they say, send us a photo of your ID.
So to prove I'm being safe, I have to do something incredibly unsafe.
You email a picture of your passport. It sits in a third-party database like Zendesk, and then that third party gets hacked. The experts on the broadcast were really clear about this.
That we're just hoarding this sensitive data in places that aren't Fort Knox.
We desperately need a better system for digital identity. Something where I can prove I'm me without handing over the keys to my entire life.
It just feels so archaic. And speaking of things that feel broken, let's talk about WhatsApp. The broadcast touched on this, and I was just nodding my head the whole time. The random calls.
Ah, yes. The call from Poland on a Tuesday. Or Algeria.
I don't know anyone in Poland. Why is this happening to everyone?
It's that same industrial machine. WhatsApp is the front line now because that's where the people are. And it's not just calls, it's the group ad.
The worst. You wake up and you're in a group called Crypto Winners Circle with 200 strangers.
Exactly. Or it's a fake job offer, like YouTube videos for $500 a day. It's all just social engineering to get you to click a link or wire some money.
It's just a numbers game. But the good news is the broadcast actually offered a real concrete fix for this one.
They did. And it's one of those rare cybersecurity fixes that takes like 5 seconds. You go to WhatsApp settings, privacy, then groups.
And you change who can add me from everyone to my contacts.
Or you can go full nuclear, like Pablo Santimaterio mentioned. Set it to my contacts accept, and then just select all of them.
So basically nobody.
Nobody. He admitted he's that friend who makes you send an invite link just to get him into a group chat.
It sounds a little antisocial, but honestly, it's smart.
It's good security hygiene. You should not be able to be dragged into a digital room with strangers without your consent.
I'm doing those as soon as we're done here. Okay. But now we need to shift gears. The deep dive within the deep dive video game.
And for good reason. Joseph Albers led this segment, and he's a gamer himself. His point is that gaming is no longer a niche hobby. It's the vanguard of cyber risk.
And I think a lot of people might hear gaming and tune out, but the tech we're about to discuss it's incredibly sophisticated.
Incredibly. The days of plugging two computers together in a basement are over. We're always online. And the gaming industry is worth more than movies and music combined, so.
The criminals follow the money.
Always. So the classic way in is the crack. You want a $70 game for free, you download a pirated copy, boom, you've got malware.
Or they prey on the hype, right? Like with GTA 6. Download the beta now.
Exactly. But here's the part that really blew my mind. It's not just getting the virus on your machine. It's how the virus talks to its master, the command and control.
Right. Usually your antivirus would lock a connection to some shady server.
It looks suspicious. But what if the virus doesn't call a shady server? What if it just goes to Steam?
Steam, the massive, totally legitimate game store.
Yes. Joseph described a technique where the malware on your PC goes to a specific public Steam profile set up by the hacker, and it just reads the comment section.
Wait, what? So the hacker just posts a comment that looks like gibberish?
But it's actually code. It's a command. It could mean steal passwords or attack this target. And to your network security, it just looks like you're browsing the Steam store. It hides in plain sight.
That is, I mean, it's terrifying, but it's also brilliant.
It's a digital dead drop, and they've been doing this stuff for years. He mentioned a case from 2011 with NVIDIA drivers.
Graphics card drivers, that's deep in the system.
The deepest. Someone modified the drivers so while you were playing a game, using all that graphics power,
It was mining cryptocurrency for them in the background.
you're paying the electric bill, burning out your expensive hardware,
Yeah.
and they're collecting the crypto. It's parasitic.
But there's a human cost here that goes beyond hardware. The broadcast told a story about a streamer. It was just heartbreaking.
Yeah, this one was tough.
Yeah.
It really highlights that steal from the grandmother's mindset. A streamer on Twitch was raising money for their own cancer treatment.
So literally fundraising to save their own life.
Yes. And a fan in the chat says, hey, you should play this indie game. It would be great for the stream. The streamer, trying to entertain their audience, downloads it.
Oh, no.
It wasn't a game. It was a wiper. It went straight to their crypto wallet and drained $30,000, their medical fund.
That's just vile. It shows that automation doesn't care. It doesn't check if the victim is a billionaire or a cancer patient.
It has no conscience.
Right.
And that's not even getting into the virtual economies inside the games themselves. A weapon skin in Counter-Strike can be worth thousands of real dollars.
Tens of thousands sometimes.
And where there's value, there's a market. Joseph told this amazing story about Ultima Online, one of the first big MMOs.
Okay, I love these history lessons.
So in the game, there was a finite amount of land to build a house on. Eventually, it all got taken.
A virtual housing crisis.
A literal housing crisis. People started speculating, buying and selling land for profit. And then the developers opened a whole new continent.
And the market crash.
The bubble burst. It was the 2008 financial crisis. But with elves and swords, years before it happened in the real world.
It just proves that wherever you have value, you're going to have speculation and you're going to have crime.
Which brings us to the final and maybe most important point about gaming. To stop the cheating, companies are asking for more and more access to our computers.
This is the kernel-level access debate.
And this is the one concept you really need to understand. Think of your computer like a house. Most apps run in the living room. They can move stuff around, but that's it.
Okay.
The kernel is the foundation, the plumbing, the electrical. If you have access there, you control everything. You are the house.
And anti-cheat software wants to live in the foundation.
It says it has to catch the really advanced cheats. So games like Valorant or Call of Duty, they install software that runs at that deepest level, sometimes before anything else when you turn on your PC.
So I'm giving an entertainment company the keys to the entire building.
Exactly. And the massive risk is, what if the anti-cheat software itself gets hacked?
Then the hackers don't just have my game account. They have my whole computer. They have the foundation.
They own you. The source mentioned an old Call of Duty game where there was a bug that let hackers take over your machine just because you were sitting in an online lobby. You didn't have to click a thing.
That is a staggering trade-off. We're giving up fundamental system security so nobody can use an aimbot.
And that really brings this whole thing full circle. It's all about convergence.
Right. We can't think in these neat little boxes anymore. Work computer versus gaming PC, chat app versus banking app.
It's all the same device. It's all the same network. A vulnerability in a game puts your bank account at risk. A cracked game your kid downloads puts your tax returns at risk.
So parents need to stop just saying video games are bad and start teaching digital street smarts.
100%. You wouldn't drop your kid in a dangerous neighborhood with no guidance. We need to teach them how to spot the grift online.
And for everyone listening, seriously, go check those WhatsApp settings.
Do it right now. My contacts only.
So before we sign off, that final thought to leave you with.
Yeah. We've been talking about this kernel access. Just want you to sit with that for a second. We get suspicious when our banking app asks for permissions. We worry about government surveillance. And then we install a game and blindly click, I agree, on giving it total, unrestricted access to the absolute core of our computer. Just to play a few rounds.
So the question is, are we giving entertainment software more power over our digital lives than we give our own banks? And is a cheat-free game really worth that price?
Something to think about.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and please, stay safe out there.
See you next time.